So recently I reacted to a video of Americans visiting Amsterdam for the first time. And in that video, I very likely mentioned that I had spent all of maybe 45 minutes walking around Amsterdam. In my 14 months living in the Netherlands, believe it or not, I only spent maybe 45 minutes in Amsterdam, if that. If that. So I have very little experience with Amsterdam. That said, I have no experience with Den Haag. Literally never set foot in Den Haag or any city surrounding it. Bearing that in mind, in lieu of booking an expensive flight from Thailand to the Netherlands so I can see Den Haag in person, I'm going to live vicariously through delightful travelers as they document their first day in the Netherlands as Canadians in Den Haag. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this reaction.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you happen to be new around here, my name is Trevor and this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to click on the subscribe button and the little bell for our now Netherlands adventures.
That's right, we are in the Netherlands and today we are exploring the city of The Hague. We are so excited to show you around. We are super excited to be back in Europe, especially.
So first impressions, I guess this is maybe a drone shot or something, I don't know. But you can definitely tell it's a smaller city than Amsterdam. I mean, doesn't seem quite as densely packed. You don't see those houses that are literally this wide here in Den Haag, at least in this particular shot. But I don't really know what to make of Den Haag because the only thing I really know about it, other than it being kind of like the Washington, D.C. of the Netherlands, and I say that because of the political influence or the political significance of that city, I just know they have a beach there. Those are literally the only two things I know about it. But I do want to visit. Whenever we return to the Netherlands, I do want to visit. And who knows, maybe we'll end up actually moving there. But right now, the idea is to move to Rotterdam, but we'll see.
Western Europe. It's been a little while since we spent any significant amount of time here. And speaking of that, it's been 10 years since we were last in the Netherlands. I cannot believe that. At that time, we were only in Amsterdam, so we're excited to see a little bit different part of the country. This is obviously our first time to The Hague, or Den Haag as it's known in Dutch.
So as a Canadian, it's just absolutely magical being back in Europe. It just never gets old. The old buildings, people on bicycles, people out.
Something that always throws me off about Europe, and I say that in a good way, a complimentary way, but the Netherlands especially, it's so historic, but it's also so futuristic at the same time. It's such a unique experience because in the US, I feel like things are just new enough to not be historic, but just old enough to not be modern. So you're in this weird gray zone where, especially in cities like LA and New York, everything looks like it's from the 1970s or something like that. So you don't even have that charm. But again, it feels outdated. Europe, and again, especially the Netherlands, seems to have that juxtaposition, but it works. It works. You have the modern aspect with the public transit and the road infrastructure, the general layout of the cities, but then you also have the architectural charm of these old buildings that have been here since probably 1500 or something like that.
Side as much as they can be at cafes. We absolutely love it, and if you guys are excited today, make sure to hit the like button because it's going to help us out. What we always wonder is, you Europeans that go over to Canada, do you kind of get this feeling with the opposite way, like with the new, I guess, a newer country? We're always curious about that.
Everything old in Canada would be considered somewhat new here, so it's always fun to come over to Europe and everything seems so old to us.
Well, we've just come over to Binnenhof viewing tower, and oh, you got in right away. I was going to say there's a gate back there, but yeah, there is. It can get full. So right now, I think this is a temporary structure to see a very important building here, huh?
So the Binnenhof is actually the parliament here in the Netherlands. This is not the capital of the Netherlands, but this is where parliament sits. But the building is under a major construction, so they put this viewing tower here so you can actually see it. This is actually the oldest parliament building in the world, I believe, that's still in use. So I guess it's no wonder that it's under construction. It dates back to the 13th century.
You can hear the drilling going on there, and they got this mesh, which is smart to do because this is pretty high up, and I think we got a long way.
Still a ways to go.
Well, if you're afraid of heights, I don't know if this is the tower for you. It is wide. Like,
I'm not particularly fond of heights myself, so I might have to skip this one whenever we do visit Den Haag. Or is it worth it? I don't know. If it's worth it, let me know in the comments.
Where I'm walking, you can see there's quite a bit of space and the mesh is there, but the whole tower actually shakes a little bit. Like right now I can feel this thing moving. The camera will not pick that up. I'm also out of breath. There's got to be a couple hundred stairs here.
Well, there are definitely some incredible views from up here. You can basically see 360 every direction of the city. It's great to kind of get your bearings. We just got to the city.
So I guess that's kind of what the skyline of Den Haag looks like. I feel like that's definitely more skyscrapers than I'm accustomed to seeing in the Netherlands. But mind you, my reference points for Dutch cities, just proper cities, are Tilburg and Den Bosch. Those are the two cities that I spent the most time in. I visited Breda one time, Utrecht one time, and Eindhoven one time, and Apeldoorn one time. But I never got a chance to see any of the actual bigger cities. So this is definitely a lot more, I don't want to say advanced, but you can just tell this is a bigger city.
Last night, so this is kind of our first time really figuring it out. This is a great way to do it, but I will say my knees are a little bit wobbly up here, and I don't even have a fear of heights, so just be aware of that.
It's also really windy, like they'll see your hair.
Yeah,
this is like blowing in the wind right now. But yeah, the views here, you guys, like look at this. Really gives you kind of the lay of the land. I wish this mesh wasn't here, but I understand that it's here for safety reasons.
Yeah, it makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. It's like one of these things I feel like I need to hold on, even though it doesn't make any sense. I'm not gonna fall, there's nowhere to go, but like I just feel a little bit unstable, what do we say?
Well, first impressions of this city is it's really pretty. I mean, this is like a little fairy tale to us already, huh?
Yeah, I feel like this area right here, so we're just on the other side of the Parliament buildings, across the water from it, and it's so pretty. I feel like this is when you look up pictures of the Hague, this is kind of what comes up. It's too bad about the construction because there are a bunch of like yellow containers in front of it.
I just remembered, I also saw Haarlem when I hung out with Sky. But if you're Dutch, I'm very curious to know what your, not even favorite, what are your top 3 cities in the Netherlands? I feel like Utrecht is on almost everyone's list. I've never met a Dutch person who doesn't like Utrecht. So not counting Utrecht, what are your top 3 cities in the Netherlands?
Because I think it's one of those places where everyone comes to get the money shot.
Yeah, it's too bad they have yellow containers. Like, I guess, I mean, if they were another color, it would blend right in, but either way, it doesn't matter. Like, look how gorgeous that is. We clearly have bad luck when it comes to construction in European cities. I know we've said it's been a while since we've been in Europe, but most times we come to like some of the major cities over here. We go to the center of the city looking for the most historic thing we can find, and it's under construction. It's just our luck, but hey, it's still worth it either way.
Just across from the Parliament there's a really pretty square. One of my favorite things about coming to Europe is finding these really amazing squares. You can just sit in the middle and like people watch. It's the best people watching. Speaking.
That's definitely something that I miss about Europe as well. I don't know if they have anything like that here in Thailand, but I definitely don't recall seeing anything like that in the US. I mean, maybe Times Square, but that's definitely a much different vibe than this right here. But I love areas like this. I don't like walking. I really don't like walking. I like sitting. So anytime you have an area like this where you can sit down and just take in the scenery, that is always going to be a place that I like.
Of people. Let's talk a little bit about the city and who lives here. One thing we noticed right away was that the city seems really young, and I looked it up and actually 50% of the population is under 40. That's just incredible. This is also the 3rd largest city in the country after Amsterdam and Rotterdam, and there's about 560,000 people that live here.
We decided to come over to a place called The Passage, and this place already is blowing our mind.
This right here, this is the kind of stuff you only ever find in Europe. You only find stuff like this in Europe. Look at the attention to detail. I don't know how old this building actually is. I don't know if it's an actual old building or if it's a new building that's designed to look old. But this is what I mean. You have that historic charm, but it seems so well maintained at the same time. In the US, anytime you have something that's older like this, they just kind of let it fall apart. But you will never see anything like this in the US at all.
Check out the ceilings here. The glass roofs are incredible, and I'm gonna flip the camera around to show you guys kind of what we're seeing right now, huh?
So I don't know if you just said, but this dates back to 1885, and it's the oldest shopping arcade in the Netherlands.
That's pretty old, and this is incredibly beautiful. Should we take a peek at what's around the corner?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave the camera on and can see. Wow, this is one of the prettiest kind of malls or arcades. Look at this over here,
oh,
just
wow.
opening up to pure beauty.
Just the atriums on the ceiling are absolutely stunning. There's a big glass dome directly above us. This is gorgeous. It's kind of...
I feel like also in the Netherlands, they do a really good job. Well, first of all, a lot of the shopping centers are outdoors, but I feel like they do a really good job of integrating the indoors and outdoor environments. In the US, when you're indoors, you're indoors. You won't really see things like this where you're indoors, but it kind of feels like you're outdoors in a sense.
Open air at the same time, so it would be chilly in the winter when you walk through here, but right now it's just beautiful.
Well, Anna was looking for some shoes. We'll see if this is the spot to get them.
I think these would be comfortable. They're actually made of glass, I believe. They say Holland on them. Perfect pair of shoes to get. Actually, there were some comfy slippers as well.
Yeah, look at all the different ones. You got the kind of iconic windmills.
Yeah.
Pretty plain shoes.
Wooden. Yeah.
All right, the question is which one?
Get your own.
Which one are you gonna get?
Are you artistic enough? You want to get your own and paint them?
Could do that. We were just trying to figure out what this mall or arcade reminds us of, and what's coming to mind is Milan. I know in Italy there, Milan, there's something very similar. I forget the name of it.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it either. It's been quite a few years since we were there, but I remember.
Wait, are there actually apartments up here, or is that just for show? I know that in the Netherlands, a lot of times they have those mid-rise developments with the shops on the first floor and the apartments on the second and third floors, but is this one of those types of situations? Because this seems like a very interesting place to live right here.
Something kind of similar. I feel like Paris might have a couple. And funny enough, a few videos ago we were in Toronto, which is not a place you would associate with something like this. But they have a new area that's kind of based off of this architecture, but much more modern. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's cool that even Canada has taken a piece out of Europe's book when it comes to these kind of structures, except there we're mixing it up with some a little bit more modern features, but it looks really cool when you blend the two together. Well, we've just come over to a restaurant called Chini, and we're eyeing up all the delicious food here. We decided to come over to a park here.
So I'm vegan, so I probably wouldn't really be able to eat a whole lot of this food, but I think I recall my girlfriend telling me that Surinamese food is really, really good. So if you know of a good vegan Surinamese spot anywhere in the Netherlands, definitely let me know, because whenever we go back, I am for sure going to tap in.
Chini, and we're eyeing up all...
Let me see. Yeah, this looks good. This definitely looks good. I think she also told me Surinamese food is pretty spicy as well, and I like spicy food.
All the delicious food here. We decided to come over to a park here. It's pretty beautiful, and sit on this bench to eat it. Now, this restaurant is from Suriname, and you might be wondering, why are we about to eat food from Suriname?
So this city is incredibly international. I guess there's about 120 different nationalities that live here, and it's called the International City. So Suriname actually used to be a colony of the Netherlands, and when they gained independence in 1975, apparently a lot of people from Suriname moved here to the various cities, to Amsterdam, to Rotterdam, and here in The Hague. So you see restaurants from all over Suriname here in the city, which is really interesting. Today we went for a very common food that you find here. It's called a broesje, I think is how I'm saying it, which just literally translates to sandwich. But
I found it really interesting being in the Netherlands, seeing black people there, but realizing that pretty much none of them were African American like myself. I think the vast majority of black people in the Netherlands come from either Suriname, and when I say come from, that either means they're from Suriname or their parents or grandparents are from Suriname. But they are Surinamese, or they're from the ABC Islands, or maybe East Africa, places like that. But I think outside of Sky, I never interacted with another African American, or another American in general, while I was in the Netherlands, the whole 14 months. That's pretty crazy.
It's got a Suriname flavor to it, so we're about to try it. They actually had a whole bunch of
good.
different kinds to choose from, but the menu was entirely in Dutch, so we kind of had to ask for some help, and they suggested the curry. We got one curry chicken, which I have here, and there's also a curry pork. Maybe we could have branched out a little bit, but we weren't quite sure what the other types were, but curry, I'm not going to complain. Love me some curry, and hopefully this is just as delicious. Must also point out, love the size of this. It's not too big. Sometimes when you order a sandwich, it's just massive. If it was that big, we would have split one, but we each got our own. So how is this curry chicken? They also asked if we wanted it spicy, and we said yes. So, well,
I'm not gonna lie, someone like me, I probably would have given about a quarter of that bun right there to that pigeon. That's probably one of my favorite pastimes, is just feeding random animals on the street. Fun fact.
See, we might have just got ourselves into some trouble. We'll find out. That's really, really yummy. It's got that kind of a curry flavor that I would call like a Caribbean style curry. So it's really, really yellow, really, really flavorful, but not too much of a punch to it. I also put like some cucumbers in there, I think, and it adds a little bit of crunch to it, which I really like. And talking about the spice, got a nice little ting to it, a little bit spicy, but nothing overpowering, at least so far. So we're relatively good with spicy, but
Again, if you know of a vegan spot that serves stuff like this, but in vegan form, comment below. Put me on, because I am for sure going to take my girlfriend there.
not like
Whenever we go back to the Netherlands, of course.
crazy spicy, so this is really good.
Well, I got the beef version here, and this smells oh so divine. Like Anna said, I really like the size of this. I mean, I'm not going to pull the whole thing out because it's going to drip everywhere, but enough talking. I just have to go right for this because I could also smell Anna's, and it smells delicious. Well, that is a really nice sandwich, and the first thing I notice is that delicious savory beef. It's just full of flavor. Now, I have to point out, look at all these green kind of cucumbers. Now, first I thought they were pickles. Kind of tastes like a bit of both, honestly. It must be a slightly pickled cucumber. It's so good. Anna talked about the heat because we did ask for spicy, and it's the type of heat that gets you a bit later. Now that I had a minute to kind of think about it, my mouth is, well, it's not on fire, but it's a really nice heat. Overall, the whole thing is good. Love the size. The price isn't too bad either. And the bread is slightly toasted and nice and fresh. So I'd say this is kind of a perfect combination. It's definitely something I did not know we'd be getting in the Netherlands. In case you didn't know, Anna behind the camera right now is the one that does all the research. I had no idea we'd be eating this kind of food. And here's the thing, we are gonna try to eat more food here in the Netherlands in upcoming videos. Maybe, just maybe, don't hold us to it, a dedicated video to just Netherlands food, but we'll see what we can do, no promises. Well,
I'm curious to know, if you're Dutch, do you consider that to also be Dutch food, or do you only consider that to be Surinamese food? I'm always curious to know where you kind of draw those boundaries in terms of what you claim as a culture. Let me know in the comments.
next up, we decided to come over to a place called Madurodam. Now, I think I'm saying that correctly, but it's a pretty interesting and let's call it a unique place so far, huh?
Yeah, this is not a place I expected to come to while here.
You see, I like architecture like this right here. I like modern looking stuff. I also have an appreciation for the more historical charm and all that, but this right here is what I'm into. I like modern, kind of wacky looking stuff. I think that's why I'm drawn to Rotterdam.
In The Hague, but it's a place you have to come to. It is a little miniature place, so you get to see miniatures of all sorts of things that are around the Netherlands. I think you can find some stuff from Amsterdam, find some stuff from here in the city, and probably some other cities as well. So we're excited to see what's here.
So I think we're going to need their help here a little bit, especially those from the Netherlands watching. I have seen windmills in the water, but not this structure right here.
Yeah, there's like some sort of oil rig type thing beside us. Oh, there's fish in the little pond as well. But I'm assuming this is a structure of some, like a restructure? What are we calling these?
That Dutch wind is crazy. That Dutch wind is no joke, especially biking.
Yeah, I guess a replica or a mini version.
Replica, that's probably the word I'm looking for.
So there are going to be some areas we definitely don't know, but look at this. How cool is that? There's like a little chopper right on top of that as well. We think we found a dam here, and now we're just noticing that there are little signs on this. Let's see what it says. This one's called the, I don't know if I'm going to get that word, Oosterscheldekering.
Let me give it my best shot. Oosterscheldekering. 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 I don't know how close I am. Let me know in the comments what I need to work on with that.
Oh God, don't hate me, everyone. What's it about though?
It's there to make sure that the Netherlands does not flood.
All right.
If water levels go up +3, the gates automatically close.
Well, that's important.
Oh, this is the thing that I learned about in the video about how the Dutch keep the entire country from drowning. That's the thing with the white gates that open and close, right? Where each of the gates is as long as the Eiffel Tower is tall? Or is that something else that I'm thinking about?
We don't want the Netherlands to flood. There is a start button here, so I don't know if I should press that or not. Should I?
Try it.
I gotta at least tap it. Oh, nothing happens. It's not gonna flood. I love that you're still trying to make it flood.
I read a little bit more of the directions. Apparently you need 4 people in order for that one to work. And I had read in advance that we came here that some of these displays are interactive. So I guess that is one of them, but maybe you need a few different people to get some of them to work.
We're walking over another famous bridge here. This one looks familiar to me. Yeah, I think this bridge is the bridge in Rotterdam. You guys...
It is. It most certainly is. And again, I like stuff like this so much from an architectural standpoint. I don't know what you call this in architecture terms, but I definitely like this sort of stuff right here.
Can let us know, but now we're finding like little miniature, what is that?
It's a little tour boat down there, little miniature people inside. I wonder how it's controlled, because it's like seems to be motorized, but I don't see anybody like with a thing controlling it anywhere. So.
How neat is that? It's like when you're standing here, if you just look at it quickly, it does look like we're giants, and that's normal size.
We are giants.
Look at this. No, I definitely feel a giant. It's like the highway with trucks and things, and well now.
Yo, who created this? This is actually one of the coolest things I've seen, maybe in the Netherlands. Especially the highway thing. I've never seen anything like that before.
You got Anna over here with a, what do we call this, a quarter-size plane?
Or a small plane. I feel like this is big enough to fly, is it not?
Yeah, good. Definitely is big enough to fly. Well, this might be the coolest thing yet. From airplanes to the actual airport. And what's funny is I can't find the plane now, but there was one of these planes actually moving around
the Korean
here.
Oh, there we go.
This one, look at this. So this guy's moving right now, like it's just landed like on the tarmac. Wow, they really put a lot of detail into this.
Well, we're walking by one of the palaces right now. And then this building right here, we actually went by not too long ago, and it might be something you kind of recognize or at least have heard about. Maybe when you started watching this video, you were like, why have I heard of The Hague? Why does it sound familiar? Well, it's because the International Court of Justice is here, so that's quite famous. You probably maybe watched movies with it or heard about it, but it's right here in miniature form.
Yeah, maybe what I'll do is put a B-roll shot here of the real thing, and I'll just zoom in on the name here. Again, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. British Palace. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but look at this. They have little people there kind of watching, and yeah, this is the miniature version. Looks just like the...
How did they make it look so accurate, though? That is crazy. That's so crazy to me.
The big version. I can't even imagine how long this stuff would take to create. Like, look at this. Clearly a cathedral or church of some sort, and it's just really intricate.
I wonder, did they use the same materials to make the models that they used for the actual things the models represent? Let me know in the comments if you know.
In detail, like they've been going all out here, and here we have a canal.
I'm assuming this is going to be Amsterdam. I haven't found the sign yet, but we have a little boat going along the canal. It looks like, oh look.
Oh my God, the bridge is opening. What's absolutely crazy for me to think about is it's someone's job, or multiple people's jobs, to keep this whole thing working. Like, there's a lot of quirky little things happening here. You'll just be walking around and a person will walk through an alley, or you'll see some cars go by, or a train. So all this stuff has to work, and it's really big. I thought there was going to be 3 or 4 of these.
I know I keep pausing. This is blowing my mind. Is everything here to scale? Is it all perfectly scaled? I've never seen anything like this before. Not to this extent, at least.
And this just might be the most fun I've had in the city yet. Like, this is just, you don't come across this kind of thing everywhere you go in the world, that's for sure.
Oh, we have a little train station, and look, the train's just going by. We actually hopped on one of these guys yesterday. The airport is just over there, as you guys saw. We went from the airport in Amsterdam, hopped on one of these trains to get here. It was actually quite easy.
It's reminding us of just like a day ago.
Just a day ago.
It's probably a good time to talk about how far away The Hague is from Amsterdam in general. The train itself was only something like 30 minutes. I think it was about 30-40 minutes. Yeah. Really easy. There was a train right from the airport, so that's even more convenient.
30 minutes is so crazy. This is something that I think Dutch people don't understand. Just coming from an American perspective, 30 minutes in the US is literally the distance from where I grew up to Dallas, Texas. And if you ask me where I'm from, I'm going to tell you I'm from Dallas. In the Netherlands, 30 minutes puts you in a different region of the country. That is insane to me.
But we have heard people from the Netherlands on our plane talking to some other Canadians about Amsterdam, and he actually said to them, you know what you should do? Amsterdam's really tourist. Get out of there and come here.
Yeah, I think he said, if you want to see the real Netherlands like that, more authentic, come to The Hague. So we felt proud of ourselves.
Yeah, we came here, well, not just because of that guy. We were going to come here anyway.
Yeah.
But so far, there's definitely not nearly as many tourists, especially in Amsterdam. We are hoping to get to Amsterdam. Don't worry for all you guys.
If you want to experience the real Netherlands, and of course I'm an expat saying this, so if you're Dutch, then you know more about this than I do, but I would say go to Den Bosch or Tilburg. Those are authentic Dutch cities where, again, I never came across any other Americans in those places.
Watching, because I know you want to see that city.
Yeah.
But we want
Or Canadians, for that matter.
to come here first for kind of like real first impressions of a, let's call it, more authentic city. Not that Amsterdam isn't authentic, but we just know it's filled with tourists.
Absolutely.
And this is not, even though right now there's a whole bunch of tourists walking by. Well, maybe they're Dutch tourists. We haven't heard any other Canadian accents yet. We did just find the sign for...
I'm sorry, but the way he just recorded that guy, called him a tourist right there, is kind of crazy to me.
For the little museum here.
Well, it's supposed to be a miniature place, but I'm pretty sure these are quite oversized tulips. I've never seen a tulip here in the Netherlands. They're quite, obviously a big thing to do in the spring. I think we just probably missed it, but I'm pretty sure they're quite a bit smaller.
I wonder why they kind of did this. Of all the things, they made these the complete opposite. Everything's miniature except the flowers.
Yeah, good place to take a photo though. We just saw a whole bunch of people taking photos here. I think it's the spot to come. This is definitely a fun thing to do when you are in the city. I mean, especially because we're not going to get to see all of the Netherlands. I wish we had a couple weeks to explore, but we don't. So it's a good way to come and get to see all.
The boats even blow steam and everything.
All of the Netherlands. I wish we had a couple weeks to explore, but we don't. So it's a good way to come and kind of see a little bit of everything. If you were wondering, it was 49 euros for the two of us, so definitely not cheap to come in, but it's really fun. I think kids would love it too.
Well, next up, we decided to hop on one of the trams here in the city. These are super convenient and a very easy way to get around because the city's a little bigger than I thought. But we've come down to a place called the Pier now. It's like a beach.
Yeah, believe it or not, this city has a beach. There are not too many European cities that can say that, but here in The Hague, they have a whole beach area with a pier, with a whole bunch of stuff, and yes, you can literally come to the beach.
Do you see that giant Ferris wheel down there? It's actually on the pier.
This kind of gives me a similar vibe to Santa Monica in California, except without the homelessness and drug addictions.
It's on the pier, and I read that it's one of the only, if not only, Ferris wheel in Europe that goes over the water.
Now we're down here on Tuesday, so that's why you're not going to see a lot of people. The weather also isn't, well, let's call it perfect. It's also not quite high season yet, but I think it'll be different on the weekend.
It's June when we're filming this. It's a little bit chilly, but, well, I mean, it's definitely not beach weather. It's probably like, let's see, 20 degrees today. So
well, 20 degrees isn't bad. If you're from Canada, that's not terrible. But man, this is the views here are really cool. Definitely did not expect this here in The Hague. All right, we're now inside the pier. There's actually two levels. There's an upper deck and this kind of middle area with so much in here. Like, look at this. You got like cafes or places to eat. And ahead of me just looks like it keeps going and going and going.
This is the perfect spot to come to get a really good view of the beach, especially inside, because it's a little bit chilly on the outside. I know it says 20, but the wind is a little bit cool. But I do see people walking.
Now, there's not a puncher's chance in hell I'm ever getting in that water because I can't swim. But if you've been in that water, let me know how cold it is, because I imagine that water is freezing cold.
Down there in the water, I don't think you're going to see them, but there's kites out there. People are kite surfing.
Wow, that reminds us of the Dominican Republic, where we live.
Where we live there. It's one of the most famous places in the world, kite surfing.
The views here are really cool, though. The buildings in the background.
Yeah, like check out that amazing building over there.
Yeah, that one's amazing. And then, of course, just looking at the beach alone is super cool. Well, we found this bungee jumping place right next to the Ferris wheel, and someone's volunteered to do it.
Is there someone else here? I definitely did not volunteer.
It wasn't me.
Did you?
It wasn't me either. No way I'm doing that thing. Somebody else is probably going to do it, and we'll volunteer them. But man, what a city. This has been so fun. Like, coming in here, not knowing what to expect in The Hague, and then finding all of this. Like, this is why we love travel, and this is honestly why we love the Netherlands right now. This is great.
There's so much to do here. I had a huge list of like a load of things that we could have done today. And it's a bigger city than I would have expected. There's like a lot of parks. We didn't go to the palace. There's so much we could could literally spend weeks here and probably still have a big list of things.
If you guys want to leave a comment, especially if you're from The Hague or the Netherlands, on what we missed, leave a comment below. That helps people out. Speaking of helping people out, you can help us out by hitting the subscribe button.
So I'm not gonna lie, I know I mentioned earlier that Rotterdam is the place that we've kind of honed in on. That's the place that we would like to move to whenever we do go back to the Netherlands in the coming years. But after seeing this video, Rotterdam might just have some competition.